Are you exhausted from battling garden pests? Sprays, baits, traps, endless handpicking. You probably tried everything to get rid of them. Yet they keep coming back. What if I told you the secret isn't fighting them, but welcoming them? Sounds crazy, right? But this one simple mindset shift has transformed my garden into a thriving, self-sustaining, low-maintenance, edible paradise. In this video, I will show you how to stop the struggle and create a stress-free, flourishing garden completely free from pests problems naturally. I know pests are one of the biggest headaches for many gardeners. Just look at the sheer volumes of products and videos out there on how to control them. I get it. It's heartbreaking to see your labor of love get destroyed. I even have a friend quit gardening because of pests. I had lots of those problems in the first 2 years too, when I started my garden journey. So I know exactly how it feels. But after nearly 3 years of learning and growing from my garden, I learned this. Pests aren't the problem. They are actually part of the solutions. That's right, we need pests. Without pests, there will be no predators. Without predators, well, you will have a bigger problem. See, the real issue isn't pests. The real issue is not having enough natural predators and beneficial insects to keep the pests in check. One of the biggest lessons I learned from my personal health journey over the past years was our life is meant to be effortless when we align with the laws of nature. Whether this is health, career, parenting, relationship, or even gardening. The key is flow, not force. Before I even planted my first seed, I was very clear about my garden vision. 1, I don't want any chemicals to touch my plants. 2, I didn't want to have a high-maintenance garden. I love gardening, but I want to have time to do something else as well, playing with my children, go hiking, and play at the beach. So my dream was to build a self-sustaining, low-maintenance garden, one where one day all I needed is harvest. So I asked a simple question: how does nature do it? You know what they say, when a student is ready, a teacher appears. The concept of a food forest kept coming to my awareness. One day I was reading a New Zealand garden magazine. There was a story about a man who built a food forest. He said, now all I do is harvest. Oh my gosh, that was my sign. I was on the right track. That's where Forest G is coming from, a forest garden in the making. When I first started Forest G, the ecosystem wasn't in place. Of course, it's prone to problems. I had armyworms, slugs, caterpillars, aphids all over my garden. I expected that. That's the process of building a balanced garden, right? But as the system matures, this garden started taking care of itself. This year, most time I spent here was harvesting. There's still so much to evolve in this garden and everything's still young, but I can see the benefits. I started reaping the rewards. Gardening is supposed to be fun, not frustrating. You can too. When you step back and observe, you see everything in your garden has a role to play. Just think about it. Ladybugs need aphid to survive. Caterpillars are the food for birds. Everything in nature is interconnected. When you wipe out one, you throw off the entire balance. Have you heard of the story of the Yellowstone Park in the United States? That's a perfect example to show how critical the balance in the system is. They removed the wolves to protect the good animals. They thought they were doing the right thing, but guess what? The deer overpopulated, trees were destroyed, river changes course. Finally, they have to put back the wolves to restore the balance. See, the key isn't eliminating pests. The key is to build a thriving ecosystem that will balance everything out itself. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of pests? Ask, how do I build an ecosystem that pests and predators work in harmony so you don't have to intervene? The less you intervene, the more nature does its thing. Chemical sprays might give you a temporary relief, but will give you a bigger problem in the long run because it throws out the balance of the system. This reminds me of parenting. I have 2 boys. They fight a lot. But imagine if I step in every single time, I'll be exhausted. So I let them work things out themselves. They learn, they grow, I get some peace. Win-win, right? But I'm not saying never intervene. There will be some times it's necessary to step in. Just like my boys, if their fight turns into a full-on smackdown, I have to go stop them before anyone gets seriously hurt. So intervene sometimes is necessary, especially when you're building the ecosystem. This year, I noticed that the green shield bugs is taking over my beans. I watch for a week and hope everything will work out, but it just kept getting worse. I have to pick off the green shield bugs, and that's it. Now those beans are thriving again. No chemicals, no stress. They're all gone. Well done, Allison. Okay, I hear you say, I'm sold. Tell me how to create a thriving ecosystem. Well, the secret is diversity. Plant a different variety of trees, vegetables, flowers, and herbs, because every single one of the plant has a role play in the ecosystem. Some attract pollinators, some deter pests. Many provide shelter and food for beneficial insects like ladybugs, praying mantis. They will help keep the pests in check. I plant everything that I can get my hands on in this garden. Fruit trees, berries, all kinds of vegetables, flowers, and herbs. I probably have hundreds of varieties in this garden already, and I keep adding new ones in. That's the diversity above the ground. Next is the diversity under the ground, microbial diversity. So spend time to enrich your soil. Make your own live nutrient-rich compost. Add lots of organic matters and mulch the soil to keep moisture, so encourage beneficial bacteria and fungi to grow. So diversity above and below the ground is the key to a self-sustaining, thriving garden. When your garden is rich in life, everything will become in balance. Now I know you're gonna ask, what about other bigger pests? Well, when the ecosystem is thriving, the bigger pests like rabbits, rats, birds become less a problem. Unlike traditional gardens with neat row of crops, a food forest is diverse, dense, and layered, which confuses pets to make it harder for them to find their favorite food. So animals like rabbits and pukikos, they prefer open spaces so they can see predators. A food forest mimics a jungle. It's too enclosed for their comfort. As the food forest matures, other predators like hawks and owls will also help keep the pests in check. The result? Less pest damage, less need for intervention, and a truly effortless garden. What does this mean to you as a gardener? Building a thriving, self-sustaining ecosystem is the key to a stress-free, high-yielding garden that many gardeners dream of. Just imagine saving time, energy, and worry while reaping the highest rewards. Sounds ideal, right? But that's not all. This principle applies everything in life, including your health. Your health problems, just like the pests in the garden, you can't and shouldn't eliminate all of them because they are part of your ecosystem. In fact, the bacteria and fungi, often seen as threats, they are fundamental to your health. Unfortunately, what most people do, they go to war, antibiotics, antibacterial everything, and sanitizers, and wiping out everything, good and bad. And just like your garden, this creates imbalance. The more we rely on antibiotics, the weaker our system becomes. So whether it's your garden, your body, or your life, remember, balance is everything. Stop the war. Work with nature, not against it. Then you will find everything become effortless. So here you are. The ultimate pest control is not controlling at all. Just let nature do its magic. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's your garden teaching you about balance? Please let me know by dropping a comment below. If you like this video, please subscribe for more effortless gardening insights and tips. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!